Morning students, today we are going to do conditions for a ray to pass undeviated. Here beta two conditions are there. This one already we have done. First one is if the incident ray falls normally. If the incident ray falls normally, then what will happen? Angle of incidence will be 0. Then angle of refraction will also be 0 because same is incident ray, same line is normal. In the same way, this one is refracted ray and same one will be normal. So angle I will be 0, angle I is 0, angle R is 0. So obvious R delta is angle I minus angle R, so it will also be 0. So ray will go undeviated. Then second condition is beta, if the refractive index of both the medium is same. This one is medium 1, this one is medium 2. Ray is passing from medium 1 to medium 2, but refractive index is having the same value. If refractive index of both the medium is same, whether the angle of incidence is 0 or not, whether the angle of incidence is not 0. This is angle of incidence beta, but this is not 0. So then what will happen? The ray has to go undeviated, because if refractive index will be same, their speed will also be same. So the ray will pass without any deviation. The next one is factors affecting the refractive index. Factors affecting the refractive index. Which factors are there beta? First one is nature of the medium. First one is nature. Nature means if the medium will be rarer, in the rarer medium what will happen? The speed of light will be more. In rarer medium, speed is more, but refractive index will be, mu will be less. Then second condition is temperature. We know that if temperature will be more, then speed will also be more. And if speed will be more, refractive index will be less. If you are knowing the expression, mu was speed of light in air divided by speed of light in medium, and this is refractive index of medium. So both this one refractive index and speed of light in the given medium, they are inversely proportional to each other. Temperature will be more, speed will also be more, but refractive index will be less. Then third one is beta wavelength. Third one is wavelength. We know the formula V is equal to F lambda. Now frequency will not change. V and lambda. V is speed of light, lambda is wavelength. These two quantities are directly proportional to each other. If V will be more, lambda will also be more, and if V will be less, lambda will also be less. Or reciprocate you can do, lambda will be more, wavelength will be more, velocity will be more, lambda will be less, velocity will also be less. And if we are talking about the VIBGYOR, we know that VIBGYOR. Beta here the wavelength, violet color is having least wavelength and red color is having maximum wavelength. It means if red color is having maximum wavelength, its speed will also be more, and if speed will be more, refractive index will be least. And in case of violet color, its wavelength is less, very less, and its speed will also be less, and if speed will be less, refractive index will be more. Violet color is having more mu, red color is having less mu, and that is the reason in the spectrum, in this, when we are seeing the 7 colors in the sky beta, violet color will deviate more because of the more refractive index, and red will deviate less because its refractive index is less. Then after that beta, we have to derive the relation between wavelength and refractive index. For that we have to relation between wavelength and mu. Suppose that a ray of light is there, it is going from air to any medium. It is going from air to any medium. In air beta, its speed is c, its wavelength is lambda, and its frequency is f. We know that c and lambda will change, but frequency will remain same. When it will go, then formula will become c is equal to f lambda, because frequency is not going to change, so f will be equal to c over lambda. Then in any other medium, let's suppose that velocity is v, wavelength will also change, it is lambda dash, but frequency will never change. So beta, frequency will become equals to v over lambda dash. This is number 1, this is number 2. Now equate, because this one left hand side is same, right hand side will also be same. So it will be c by lambda is equal to v over lambda dash. But we have to find lambda dash value, the wavelength of the given light in the given medium. So what will be lambda dash? Lambda dash will be equal to v over c multiply by lambda. Now what is v by c? What is v by c beta? This is c, this is v. Refractive index is velocity of light in air divided by velocity of light in medium. Here velocity of light in air we have symbolized by c. So you see here it is just reciprocated. So it will become equals to 1 by mu multiply by lambda. Now lambda dash means the wavelength in the given medium is also inversely proportional to refractive index. If refractive index will be more, or you can say if wavelength will be more, refractive index will be less, and if wavelength will be less, refractive index will be more. Now beta, our next topic is principle of reversibility of light. That is principle of reversibility of light. According to this principle, it says that the path of light ray is reversible. The path of light ray is reversible. What does it mean? It means if the light is going from medium 1 to medium 2, it can go back from medium 2 to medium 1. Now in the given diagram, this OA is incident ray. Ray is going from medium 1 to medium 2. OA is incident ray. So this one will be angle of incidence. And when it will enter in the medium 2, OB will become refracted ray, and this R will be angle of refraction. But reversely it can also happen beta. The ray may go from medium 2 to medium 1 also. So in this case, this OB will be incident ray and OA will be refracted ray. So in both the cases we have to find the value of refractive index. So firstly, when the ray is going from medium 1 to medium 2, it means this is the refractive index of second medium with respect to first. It will be equal to sin I over sin R. Name it as first. Now second case, when the ray is going from medium 2 to medium 1. So it means it will be written like that. Refractive index of 1 means the ray is going in which medium, that one will be the refractive index of that medium, is equal to, now here in this case sin R will be angle of incidence, sin R, and sin I, this I will be angle of refraction. Now beta multiply both the equations. Mu from medium 1 to medium 2 multiply by mu 2 1 is equal to sin I over sin R multiply by sin R over sin I. So it will cancel. Your answer will be refractive index of second medium with respect to first multiply by refractive index of first medium with respect to second is equal to 1. Or you can say that mu of second medium is equal to reciprocate of refractive index of first medium. Now I will give you the example. Suppose that the ray is going from glass. The ray is the refractive index of first medium is given to us, that they have given us 4/3. Refractive index of first medium is given 4/3, or sorry 3/4. Then what will be the refractive index of second medium? How we will find it? We will just reciprocate it. It will become equal to, just substitute the value here. Here it is 3/4. When you will reciprocate it, it will become 4/3. In the same way, when they will give you any value, maybe they have given 3/2, then if they will ask you what will be the this one refractive index of second medium with respect to first, then just you have to reciprocate it and then find the answer. हाँ जी बेटा, नेक्स्ट our topic is refraction through the glass slab. Refraction through a glass slab. I will explain you diagram from this one. This PQRS beta, this is rectangular shape glass slab in which OA is the incident ray. Now this medium is air. This slab is made up of glass. Earlier also I told where the ray is striking, always we have to draw normal. Now the angle between incident ray and normal will be angle of incidence. When the ray will go from air to glass, from rarer to denser medium, the ray will bend towards the normal. Always remember. So this one will be angle of refraction, angle between refracted ray and normal. Now the ray, again where it is striking on the second surface, we have to draw normal. It means this one was refracted ray, this one will also be angle R. Now ray has to emerge out from glass to air, from denser to rarer medium. So it has to go away from the normal. It will bend away from the normal because this ray is emerging out. So we will say this BC is emergent ray. OA is incident ray. Then OB is refracted ray. Then BC is emergent ray. And angle between emergent ray and normal is angle of emergence. Actually बच्चे, the ray must travel along this path. This one should be dotted line. By mistake it is like that. This one should be a dotted line. But the ray is deviating along BC. So how much perpendicular distance is between this incident ray and the emergent ray? That is called as, this is called as lateral displacement. The perpendicular distance between emergent ray and incident ray produced backward, that is called as lateral displacement. Then always remember beta, this angle of incidence and angle of emergence must be equal. And if they are asking which two rays are parallel to one another, That is very obvious. OA means incident ray and emergent ray are parallel to one another. The next is on which factors lateral displacement depends. First one is beta this one, thickness of the slab. First one is thickness of the slab. More will be thickness, more will be lateral displacement. Then second one is upon the angle of incidence. So more will be the angle of incidence, more will be lateral displacement. Then next one is next diagram is, suppose that you are having any thick plain glass plate and an object. This one is the A is the object. It is kept in front of that thick glass plate. We will be able to see multiple number of images. Here 5 images are shown to you. That may be more than that. Then but this second image is the brightest image. What is the reason for that? Now you see, this AB is the incident ray. This BP will be its reflected ray. And this BB dash will be its refracted ray. This is incident. This is reflected ray. And this BB dash is refracted ray. But when this ray will fall on this surface NP, because thick glass plate is there, it will act as incident ray. BB dash will be incident ray. This B dash C, it will be its first reflected ray within the glass plate. So when you will produce this reflected ray backward, A2 image will form, and that A2 image will be brightest image because first reflection within the glass plate occur at this point B dash. This is the reason. Then after that our next topic is refraction through the prism. Refraction through the prism. That I am going to show this. This is a prism. It is having 5 plane surfaces. Please try to see it. These 2 are triangles. Then these 3, 1, 2, 3, these are rectangular faces. 3 rectangular surfaces and 2 triangular surfaces, means total how many surfaces are there? Plane surfaces. Plane surfaces are 5. Then 3 are rectangular surfaces are 3. And triangular surfaces are 2. This triangular surface, whenever we have to perform the experiment, you have to draw the boundary of the prism, means we have to draw its outline. So this triangular part is called as principal section of the prism. This or this, that is called as principal section of the prism. And when we are showing the dispersion of light, always we are keeping the prism like that. This surface, means any rectangular surface, it will be called as this one base of the prism. Then these 2 surfaces rest of the 2 rectangular surfaces, they are called as refracting surfaces of the prism. Refracting surfaces means from one surface light will enter and from the other surface it will go out. Again I want to say you, this is principal section of the prism. These refracting surfaces means that rectangular surfaces, these are refracting surfaces, that are 2. From one surface light will enter, from the other surface it will emerge out. Then you are seeing this common line is there between the 2 refracting surfaces. There is common line This is called as refracting edge of the prism. Then this part, this is angle of prism. The angle between two refracting surfaces is called as angle of prism. Thank you.